Hey, look, I'm live and I am literally rolled out of bed like 3 minutes ago. Yes, this is the way I roll out of bed. I'm still wearing my nightgown, haven't brushed my hair, haven't washed my face, just grabbed my coffee and came over to you. So, good morning. Because I couldn't disappoint myself by not showing up on the last day of the year. The last day of 2020. You know, if I said to you, name 6 things that happened in 20, sorry. If I said name 5 things that happened in 2017, you'd be like this, 2017, let me think. Or even 2019, you'd be hard pressed. But if I said, tell me something about 2020, yeah, I think for the rest of our lives, we're going to be having no problem remembering stuff from 2020. This is it, folks. 2020 is about to end and go in the history books. On the other hand, just because 2020 is ending doesn't mean that the rest of the circumstances of life are going to be automatically different because the clocks change. Oh, and by the way, interesting fact, there are 2 islands, and I can't remember what the names of them are now. You can Google them if you want to, if you're really interested, where New Year's Eve doesn't even exist because of the time change. And the time change happens like 2 time changes happen simultaneously. And those islands go right from the 30th to the 1st of the new year. Gone. It's kind of like a mega leap year. You lose New Year's Eve. Either that or maybe New Year's Eve is the 30th of December. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. Maybe it's worth looking up. It's kind of weird, isn't it? So first the update, because that's what I've been doing with you, the Fritzy update. Ladies and gentlemen, that woman is amazing. I have no idea what's going on over there. I don't know if I can take my glasses off because it's so early and I don't know if I can see yet. So yesterday I had a very upsetting morning because when I got home from tennis, I started calling I wanted to call I wanted to order pizzas for the staff and I wanted to make sure they actually got delivered because, it is a quarantine and stuff. So I started calling about 10:30 in the morning. I don't usually get to talk to my mother that early anyway. But I started calling to say, hey guys, are you getting, I'm giving you pizzas. Be aware that they're coming at 11:30. And can we please set up a time for me to at least look at my mother through the portal? And should we order a hospital bed? Because the hospice nurse suggested that. I started calling at 10:30. At 12:30, I had still not gotten through. All I got were message machines and sorry, the mailbox is full. And that happened on 4 different phone numbers that I have. And I was ready to hop in the car and see if the place was burning down. I was really panicked. Then I get a message from my little brother in Arizona saying, hey, we're going to be FaceTiming with mom in about 5 minutes. You want to join us? Really? And how are you going to do that? So I wrote him a note and I said, how are you doing that? And he said, well, I called the number you told me to call and I got it all set up and it's going to get taken care of. It was like, you got through? He said, yeah. I said, right away? He said, yeah. Anyway, to make a long story short, I piggybacked on that phone call. They called me too. And for probably close to an hour, while my mother just laid there and barely moved at all, we were singing songs and dancing and laughing and having this great time. And every once in a while, we'd say things to her like, okay, if you're having fun, Mom, blink your eyes. And I swear to you, we'd see this. That's it. So we decided we'd just keep going. So we went for about an hour. She wasn't in any pain, I can tell you that. She, every once in a while would kind of give us some indication that she knew we were there. But I wouldn't say it was like a wow phone call or anything, right? So, but I'm okay. And then I talk to them and we get the hospital bed ordered and they apologize. And yes, the pizza's arrived and thank you so much. And blah, blah, blah. We go on and on and on. And it ends and I go on with my day. And I'm talking to a friend from Chicago who I haven't spoken to in quite a while. So it was an awesome phone call. And all of a sudden, I get a notification that there's a call coming on the portal. Remember, that's the portal right there. So I get a notification that there's a call coming from my mother on the portal. So I jump on that call. I'll be danged if she wasn't awake this time. And I'm not going to tell you we had a conversation because we didn't, but she actually put words together and said things. And while I was on with her and the caregiver was trying desperately to get her to eat something or drink something. And between the two of us, with me saying, "Oh, come on, Mom, it's Jell-O. Everybody loves Jell-O. Who doesn't love Jell-O? Have some Jell-O. One bite, just for me, please. Because show me you love me by having one bite of Jell-O." So she would eat a spoonful of Jell-O. And then I'd do the same thing with a sip of water. And then it was, "Okay, Mom, one more bite of Jell-O. That's all. Just one more bite. That's all you have to do." And she'd take I felt like one of those in the gym, one of the exercise leaders, whatever you call them. Because you know how they go, "Okay, everybody, 5 more. Okay, 5 more. Okay, 5 more. Okay, just 5 more. That's all. Just 5 more." And seriously, she had like 5 spoons of Jell-O and she had like 5 sips of water. That was like the most she's eaten and had to drink in a week. I don't know. She's tough. She's 97 and a half and she is tough. She has COVID. She has embolism on her lungs. She's got dementia and she is just like bringing it. I don't know. She's a warrior. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that her body is failing her, but it is so exciting to watch every little step of the fight that she's making. You're right, Opa. Good morning. She is feisty Fritzy. There's no question. I might have that put on her grave. I might have that put on her gravestone. I believe in gravestones, like having some reflection on the people who are laying there. Otherwise, what's the point, right? My father's headstone. He was a tough guy. He was a tough guy. So everybody called him Lovable Lenny. And my father, there were only 2 sides to everything with my father. His view and the wrong view. There were only 2 ways to do things. His way and the wrong way. So on his gravestone, I had "We miss you, Lovable Lenny. You were right." Okay, feisty Fritzy. I like that. Thank you. I like that a lot. Anyway, she's I don't want to say she's fighting because it doesn't feel like she's fighting. She's just hanging in there. Unstoppable. So it is more, by the way, than just New Year's Eve. Today is also National Champagne Day, which is appropriate, right? If you can't get champagne, I know it's very pricey. Prosecco is good. Sparkling wine is good. Yeah. Fierce, feisty Fritzy. There's a lot of good F words for her, huh? Yeah. Ooh. Champagne Day. So, it is New Year's Eve. And even if, like me, you're not probably going to make it to midnight, doesn't mean you can't have champagne. you could watch the ball drop in New York and go to bed at 9 o'clock. It happens. Speaking of which, do you know they've been doing that in Times Square since 1904, which I think was the first year that Dick Clark was the guy in charge. Yeah. No, it wasn't that long ago. What else? 1879. It was the premiere 1879 in New York City, Gilbert and Sullivan's Pirates of Penzance. Now, why do I care about that? Well, for two reasons. First of all, I love that song. When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy to an attorney's firm. I cleaned the windows and I washed the floors and I polished up the handles on the front doors. Okay, so I love the music from it. But you've heard me talk about the time that I got to meet Olivia Newton-John, and she gave me flowers to give to my daughter, and I met Andy Gibb, and it was like, wow. Well, it was because Andy Gibb was starring with Jerry Lee Lewis in a rock version of Othello, which is also Gilbert and Sullivan. I don't know. I just, one thing leads to another, which leads to another. And I did get to go see the opera of Gilbert and Sullivan, so that was really wonderful. Okay, Opa is like on a roll here. Now it's formidable, fierce, feisty Fritzy. She's also fun. Yeah. And a little funky. Yeah. Well, she's not really funky. I like to think of her as funky, but that's not true. John Denver was born on the last day of the year. He's not with us anymore, but yeah, John Denver, Rocky Mountain High. Not my favorite kind of music necessarily, but come on, he wrote some absolutely magnificent songs. And we lost one of my musical loves, on December 31st back in 1985. I actually remember the day, and I remember being shocked and crying and worrying about his gorgeous twin sons, and that was Ricky Nelson. I'm a traveling man, make a lot of stops all over the world, and in every port I owe my heart to at least one lovely girl. Did you guys watch Ozzie and Harriet, or is that before your time? The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet with David and Ricky. Ricky was the younger son, and on the show he played music and then became like this great rock and roller. He's awesome and cute too, those eyes. So no, Opa, not all the good F words. Okay. The good F words. Thank you. I thought it said all the F words for Fritzy. No, definitely not. What else? Oh, you know what else it is today? This is the most important one of all. Okay. This is the one I'm leaving you with today, because you got to work on this. You've only got a few hours for this. It is officially Make Up Your Mind Day. Yeah. Make up your mind day. For some people, making decisions is like the toughest thing in the world. So let me see if I can help you with that a little bit. One of the things that I was lucky enough to learn from my father particularly was how to make decisions. And it would be weighing the pros and cons. You might actually want to sit down and make lists. Well, if this, then this, but if this, then this. Here's the way this could work out, pros and cons. Here's the way that could work out, pros and cons. He taught us at a very early age not to make snap decisions, but to make fast decisions based on something. In other words, not just, okay, I have a gut feeling we should go with this, although sometimes that does work out nicely. So you can train yourself to make smart decisions. There's some work to do there, and I'll talk more about that at some point if anyone is interested. But for those of you who are having trouble making decisions, this being Make a Decision Day, right? Make Up Your Mind Day. You can always call me. I will ask a question for you. And then, okay, the question is, should I get up in time to do morning coffee on the first day of 2021? And the answer is, dang it, I can't see without my glasses. The answer is, come on, I need the answer. I haven't used this in a while. It was special for Make Up Your Mind Day. Come on. It says you can count on it. Okay, in that case, I'm behind the 8 ball, literally. And I will see you next year. Mwah! I love you all. Good morning. See you next year.